So we're just waiting for a few more people to join. So uh, I will be taking the first part of our class and going into a meditation. So you might want to get comfortable, get something to drink, get all situated. I'll talk a little bit and then we'll just go right into a meditation. The second half will be Jim, who will be guiding us into a lot of fantastic practices and focuses on how to really let go of the past, which is our subject today in our class. So welcome everybody. And for those of you who are new, welcome to you. We have a huge response to this class. I guess we all needed to let go of the past. And anyway, if you're new to us and you want to get information about the next class, because we have a lot of free classes, we have a lot of events coming up, please go to www.infinitelight.me and sign up or email us, because we might not have your email address. Secondly, if you want to follow our events, we are actively planning a weekend seminar in Maui this spring and also one in Sedona. So we'd love to see you there. And in a minute, I'll describe a little bit more about what we do on those weekends if you haven't already been to one of our weekends. And we will be having our free Zoom class monthly, the second Sunday of every month until June. So we'd love to see you for the free classes too. So I'm just starting the class now. Welcome everyone to this class, which is all about letting go of the past and moving on. So here we are close to Christmas and we're like, yeah, that would be great. But is it possible? So my work, I should introduce myself. I'm Abbi O'Neill, if I'm new to you. I've been a medical intuitive for about 12 years. The way I got into this work was I was a struggling filmmaker. I had a film career, a film that was about to be released by Universal, and suddenly I got sick, and suddenly Universal didn't release my film. So I went into sort of a very dark period, and I couldn't get well. I didn't have anything dramatic. I just had mononucleosis, but I was very run down, and I literally was sick for about a year and a half. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. And during that time period, I meditated a lot. I prayed a lot because I had to. I was kind of at a loss. During that time, I felt a lot of guidance come to me, especially at night, where it was almost as if the guides were showing me a way of healing, not only healing myself, but as I later realized, it would be healing other people. It was like I could see somebody's body like with an X-ray, only instead of the X-ray showing bones, I could just see dark places in the body that were blocked. And when I shot energy, or I imagined energy going to those places, or light, which is what I like to call it, because to me, it visualizes as light. Those dark places started to dissolve and go away. Now, the weird thing, as I kept doing this work, was I found that not only was this, kind of interesting and fun, but the person actually started to get well. So as a medical intuitive, a medical psychic, I saw many, many times where a person could recover from, giant illnesses like cancer, diabetes, chronic back pain to the point that they couldn't work. All kinds of things that we think are sort of set in stone would slowly go away as we healed the inner body and we dissolved these blocks with energy. So for me, letting go of the past is not just something mental. Of course, we all want to let go of the past. We want to stop thinking about it if it's upsetting to us. We want to have a different point of view if certain things in our past have been negative. We have our mind, we have our memories, we have our thoughts. We certainly don't want to keep remembering our grandmother telling us that we're stupid, or we don't want to remember our father saying over and over, you're never going to succeed. These are obvious ways we want to get rid of the past. So that would be our thoughts. Then another layer is our emotions, where we can suddenly get triggered, like we're in the middle of something, somebody says something or something happens to us, and suddenly we're 5 years old or we're 10 years old, and we get that huge emotional hit and we can't get out of it. And then we're like, oh my God, am I ever going to get out of the past? Is this always going to haunt me? Is this always going to be like, some weird roller coaster ride here, and I can't seem to get off of it? So we have our thoughts, our memories, our emotions. Where do we go to reliably let go of the past? I think there's another level, another layer, and I would simply call it spirit, our soul, our higher self. How do we get there? Well, I'm going to be guiding us in a meditation, so hopefully we can all get there today, and Jim will be doing the same thing. But we have to remember that we can't get bogged down in thought, because thought isn't going to take us anyplace other than thought. We're just going to think over and over like, oh my God. Emotion, we can get trapped there too. But if we can get a reliable pathway to spirit, if we know how to get there, even if we're upset or thinking, weird thoughts or whatever, as we go to spirit, as we go to our soul, that's where we can go to start clearing these blocks. So here I am, a medical intuitive. Everything I see that's making people sick is from their past. So I know firsthand that the energy component of the past can be dissolved. It can be released. I've watched it. I've seen people slowly let go of all these blocks to the point that when the block gets released, their thoughts change. That's pretty strange because we don't do it intentionally. But when the block gets dissolved, when there's just light in that particular chakra, it's amazing how we think differently. It's amazing how we don't get triggered emotionally. So the ultimate is to go into a situation that could trigger you from the past, or think of something from the past, or even connect with a person from the past, but feel grounded, feel okay, not get triggered, not go into negative thoughts, or even self-doubt, self-hate, all those things that as a human family we seem to pass on to each other. So we're going to start a meditation now, and the purpose of this meditation is, first of all, to get you in touch with your spirit, your soul, to get you in touch with what I would call light, which to me is the essence of divine energy, whatever you feel comfortable calling it. We're going to do an exercise which will fill us up with divine energy. Then we're going to move to another meditation where we are actively sort of stepping into the past, but we're going to do it with energy. We're going to do it in meditation. We're going to be doing it so we're connected to the light, we're connected to our spirit, and go at it from that approach. And what I've found in my work is that when we do go there with this kind of energy, with this kind of connection, that's when permanent change can happen. That's when we can lighten up and let go of some of these things. So if everybody's ready, we're just going to start with deep breathing. So get comfortable, get situated. There's no real requirement for you other than, relax. If we can all relax, who knows? But anyway, okay, right, we're doing a meditation. So let's close our eyes and just concentrate on our breath. Just breathe deeply. I know many people, when they feel tense or anxious or even tired, we don't really feel that breath go all the way down through our body. So this is a moment where the only thing we've got to do is breathe. Ah, just breathe. Pull the air in, feel it go all the way down, maybe past your chest. They always say breathe into your belly, but let's go past your belly. Let's go all the way down your legs to your toes. The breath is full of energy, full of life. It's our chi, it's our life force energy constantly coming into us, reviving us, calming us. Kind of a stillness starts to happen as all we do is breathe. We pull that breath way down, and all we have to focus on is then letting it go. Now, this time with a deep breath, I want you to pull the breath way in, and I want you to hold the breath for as long as is comfortable. Just hold the breath in a moment of silence. Oh, let it out. Let's do that one more time. Let's pull the breath way in, hold it in our body for a moment. Let it out. Let's do that one more time. Pull the breath in, hold it in stillness. Let it out. Now we're going to roll our head on our neck. All we have to do is roll our head around. The only reason we're doing it is to relax. So just let it go. There may be tension in the back of your neck, so just roll right over it. Just let your head go, loose and limp, loose and limp. Just stretch out your neck. Now let's go the opposite direction. Let's just stretch out your neck. Just relax. Just let it roll around. Just rolling around. Just getting a little loose, a little relaxed. Feel that relaxation go into your shoulders. Now we're going to do something just the opposite. We're going to pull our shoulders right up under our ears. We're going to be as tense as we possibly can be. So feel that tension, feel that tightness all through your shoulders, all through your neck. Just raise them up. Now let them drop. Let's do that one more time. We're squeezing our shoulders right under our ears. We're pulling them up higher, higher. Now let them drop. Now we're going to raise our hands into the air. We're going to stretch from the base of our spine up through our back, our arms, our hands. Really try to reach up to the ceiling. Feel that stretch. Feel that huge stretch going all through you. A little bit higher, a little bit higher. Now, when we let our hands go down, we're going to let them go down very slowly. So, okay, let them go down now, but they're just floating. It's as if there was no weight in your arms. It's like you're pushing your arms down through snow and you can't pull them down. It's because your arms are weightless. Your hands are weightless. Your whole body doesn't weigh anything. It's just sort of drifting. There's no weight anywhere in your body. You're just kind of floating. Just let your arms float down. If a wind came along, it would just blow you sideways because there's no weight in your body. Now, if you're sitting down, I want you to lean forward, lean to the side, lean to the back, and lean to the side. If you're lying down, just make the same circular movement with your hips. The only reason we're doing this is just to relax our back. We're just stretching our back. We're not putting any weight on it at all. We're just going around in a big circle. If there's any tense places in your back, just go over it very gently. We're just stretching your back. Just going around and around. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. Again, we stretch to the side, to the front, to the other side, to the back. Just kind of rolling around. Pretty soon your back feels more limber. It feels relaxed. Might feel warm. If there's pain there, it's slowly going away. Just rolling right over it very, very gently. Now then, we're going to sit up straight, not too straight. Don't strain yourself. Our main goal for this is we're just going to feel our body. That's all you have to do. We're just going to be quiet for a moment. How do you feel today? How does your body feel? I want you to imagine a bright, bright light coming down through the top of your head and just flooding your body, filling your body, rushing down your legs, rushing down your arms, swirling around your heart. This is your chi, your life force energy. It comes in with the breath. It comes in through your crown chakra. We call it in the name of God, Creator, Goddess, Great Spirit. The divine energy is always filling us up, always giving us energy. And we call in our guides and our angels to help us connect with that energy today. So if you have a hard time visualizing light or anything visual, I want you to put your finger on your pulse. What do you feel? There's a pulse there. There's energy there. You may not think about it. There's energy when you breathe. There's energy in your pulse. Visualizing, you might have an easier time thinking of standing under a waterfall with the water pelting down on you. Or maybe you're standing on a hill with the wind blowing through you. Life force energy is sometimes hard to feel. It's effervescent. It's dancing. It's like champagne. It's very subtle, but it's always in you. So let's feel that for a moment. You might feel it as warmth. You might feel it as tingling. You might feeling as a vibration. Let's go to your heart now. Does your heart feel warm? Do you feel energized? Let's imagine that light floods out of your heart and surrounds you. It surrounds you in an energy field. And that means wherever you go every day, you're protected by this energy field. It's like a little bubble around you that always protects you. Now, I want you to take a look at your energy field. Just give it a moment and see if you can feel it. When the light hits your energy field, that's your aura. At first, it might be hard to feel or perceive, but let's give it a shot. There's always more energy that you can put into your energy field. So if you're about to go into a meeting, a family event, get on the phone with someone, and you feel weak or scared or tired, just remember to visualize that energy flowing down through the top of your head and then ballooning all around you. You can call in your guides and angels and say, hey, I need some energy. I need some protection, but it actually works. You can get to a point where you can feel a little bit more energy all around you. And however you visualize it, it is going to be effective. Now let's go to our heart, because our heart is another great generator of energy. The reason for that is because our chi, our life force energy, pretty much runs on love and joy. What a concept. So that the more experiences you have of love, joy, even just comfort, safety, passive, just enjoying yourself, give you more chi. They sort of fill up your battery, they keep you charged. Now, we all know that we can get drained by negative experiences, negative people, and sometimes we feel at the mercy of that. What we forget is that, okay, yes, I've been drained, but I can fill myself back up again. And that's very true. So I want you to feel into your heart. It might feel a little warm. You might see some light there. You might get a good feeling there. I want you to think back over the last week or two or three of any moments you had where you felt happy, where you felt joyful, even just safe or comfortable, reading a favorite book, drinking your favorite tea, walking your dog. How do those moments feel, and how do they feel in your heart? Let's take a moment to feel that. So now we're going to give ourselves a little bit more energy. You might say to yourself, well, I feel kind of drained, or it was it was a terrible week. I can't think of anything really great. Okay, so let's give ourselves a little bit more energy in an easy way. So I want you to put your hands outside of your heart with your palms up, just like somebody was going to put an apple or an orange in your hands. But instead of an apple or an orange, there's a ball of light in your hands, or it's a ball of energy. If you have a hard time visualizing, just sort of pull your hands together and see if you can feel anything or anything at all. Just a little bit of heat, a little bit of friction. What do you feel? Remember, a lot of times people don't feel anything. So at that point, we call in our guides, our angels. And how do we do that? Pretty simple. We just in our head say, I call in my guides and angels. And I ask for this energy to heal me. That's all you have to do. So don't get all hung up on what you can feel or see or you can't, because it's going to be there. We're going to say to ourselves, dearest God, Goddess, Creator, I accept this gift of love that you're giving me today. Creator has love for you today, every day. And let's feel that energy in our hands. If you're visual, is it a certain color? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it getting bigger? Is it getting smaller? If it's a thought, clear your mind. What thought is coming in? What feeling is coming in? Now let's take this energy, this light in your hands, and put it right into our heart. Can you feel that? If you can't feel anything, just acknowledge, I accept this love. So we can say that to ourselves. I receive it in my heart and in my life. Let's do this again. There's another ball of light or energy in your hands. Now, this is a different ball of energy or light. Can you feel it at all? Can you experience it in any way? Now, this energy in your hands is a gift the universe is giving you today. So it might be the answer to a certain question, the solution to a certain problem. It could be a change in a relationship. It could simply be patience, abundance, wisdom about something. Now remember, this gift is yours. It's just you. So let's focus a moment. What's the universe giving you today? Can you see anything in the energy? Are there any colors? Are there any feelings? And now, whether you can see anything or not, we say to ourselves, dearest God, Creator, I accept this gift you have for me today. So we're accepting it. Now let's put our attention on that ball of light or that ball of energy in your hands. Did it change any since you were saying those words? Is it a different color? Did it get bigger, smaller? What does it feel like? I want you to put that energy right into your heart. Feel it come into your heart. If you don't feel anything, that's okay. You accepted it. Now let's say that we accepted it to ourselves. I receive it in my heart and in my life. So you see, there's many ways to connect to the world of energy, divine energy. We might be visual. We might see the light coming into us. We might see different colors of light. We might see visions of things. Or we simply might have a knowing. A word might come into our head. We suddenly know, oh, that's what this was all about. We might have a physical feeling where we feel a tingling, a warmth in our body. We might have a running, tingling up and down our spine. We might suddenly have a warm feeling in our heart. Right now, there's a ton of spiritual energy hitting the planet. So you might be feeling energy in your body that you've never felt before, and you might think that you're sick, or certainly like something's going on. And I know a lot of you have gone to the doctor, but that's okay, because you might find that there's nothing really wrong with you. I've had some clients that have such different symptoms as migraine headaches, pounding heart, inability to swallow, dizziness, all kinds of stuff, which has to do with this immense amount of energy coming into our body and making a pathway of clearing our body. So the best way to deal with the energy is to go to your prayers, to your meditations, and just try to work with it, because there will be an end to it. There will be a moment where you feel more and more clear and the symptoms will go away. That gets back to my work as a medical psychic, a medical intuitive, where I'm actively clearing old energy from the body. So this next meditation, let's do that for ourselves. So your eyes are closed. Again, let's go back to the breath. Take a deep breath. Take another deep, deep breath. Let's go to our heart. We might feel a warmth there. We might feel an energy in our heart. Let's just imagine our soul is right there in our heart. And there's a beautiful golden path extending right out in front of our heart. And so we decide to go on a walk. We walk right out of our body onto that golden path in front of our heart. We're completely safe. We're completely filled with this beautiful golden energy. We look up above to a beautiful radiant sky. Beneath our feet is kind of a spongy golden mattress of light almost. And slowly that changes where we're walking through a meadow. The meadow's full of high grasses waving in the wind. There's a stream that runs through the meadow. Slowly we're picking up details, we're seeing it. The golden path goes right through the meadow. So let's just keep walking. Do you feel the breeze on your face? Are there birds singing? Can you hear the stream? Can you hear the water going over the rocks? Up ahead, there's a little bridge going over the stream. The sky is blue, but it has a lot of clouds. Just keep walking on the golden path. Keep walking along. The wind blows your face. It isn't so sunny now because the sun is going under a cloud. It's getting a little dark. The wind is coming up. We're traversing to the other side of the meadow now. We're coming up to an area that seems to be bordering a forest of some tall pine trees. But we feel safe. We're going through the last part of the grassland, and suddenly the first raindrops hit our face. Suddenly it gets a little more rainy and we dive into the trees so we don't get all wet. Here under the pine trees, there's a canopy of pine trees over us. It's a lot drier. We walked on the hushed needles that carpet the ground. but the rain is getting more and more, sifting through the pine branches. It's wet, it's windy. Up ahead, there's like a cottage in the middle of the pine trees, like a cabin. It's getting wetter and wetter. There's a big clearing ahead of us, and the rain is just pouring down. So we run across the clearing and we walk up the steps of the old house, and we knock and we think, maybe there's somebody there. I've got to get out of the rain. It's kind of odd, but as we knock, the door just kind of creaks open. We walk inside, we call out, is anybody there? Nobody seems to be here. There's a fire going in the downstairs fireplace, and we keep calling, is anybody here? We decide to go upstairs. Maybe there's a bathroom. I can get a towel and wipe myself off. So we go up the stairs, but we are faced with a hallway with a bunch of closed doors. And we think, well, I better open up one of these doors and see if I can get a towel. So we open up the first door, but instead of a bathroom, it's a bedroom. And there's a person in the bedroom. They haven't answered our call. They're standing there looking out the window. Their back is to us. And we suddenly realize this is a person from our past. It's a person that we didn't feel that comfortable with. We really don't want them to turn around because we don't really want to interact with them. And yet, here we are. I want you to take a moment. The person doesn't know you're here yet. How does it feel in your body to deal with this person? This person might have passed. They might be from a long time ago, or they might be from yesterday. Who is this person and how do they make you feel? Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in your throat, your heart? Are you getting tense? How do you feel? Now they turn around because now they sense that you're there. They turn around and they look right into your eyes. Now remember, your angel is right next to you. You're protected. It's really their higher self you're looking at. Now, this is a moment where you can tell this person what you may have wanted to tell them all your life. This is a moment where you're completely protected. The angels are here. This is just their soul. They can't hurt you. So I want you to talk to them and say anything you weren't able to say in life. If you've already had this discussion with them, say it again. Speak from your heart. Tell them exactly what you think of them. There's no repercussions. It's not like tomorrow they'll know or anything like that, even in spirit. This is your moment to say exactly what you feel. Now they are asking you to forgive them. Now there's no right answer here. You can choose to forgive them or not. Nothing invalidates this experience for you as healing. We're using energy now. You can forgive them if it feels comfortable. You don't have to. Now they're reaching out their hand, and in their hand is a golden ball of light. It's a gift to you. It might be repayment, it might be understanding, it might be forgiveness, it might simply be light giving you back your energy. Now, again, it's up to you if you want to take this energy or not. If you want this energy, you can put it in your heart. Now it's ready to turn around and leave. That person turns back and looks out the window. Your angels take you to the door of the bedroom. And then as you're leaving, you find that you have a net around you, a net of old energy, old memories. Just pull it off of you. Like little strands, just pull it off of you and let it just fall to the floor. And now step out of it. You're calling on your guides and your angels to end any negative karma with this person. Completely release it from your body, mind, and soul. Let that net fall to the floor, step out of it, go back out the door, and let the angels shut it behind you. Here you are in the hallway again. Are you brave enough to go up to the next door? Once again, trying to find something for yourself, but you open the door, and there again is a person from your past. Again, they could be already passed over, they could be in your life today, but they're lying on the bed. Their eyes are closed, they're asleep. You walk forward a little bit. Remember, your angel is with you. Now, how do you feel around this person? It could be good, it could be bad, it could be that you haven't seen them for years if they've passed over. Take a moment, study their face. How does it feel to be in their presence? Can you feel it in your body? Is it a sense of relief or joy? Is it a sense of feeling depressed or shut down? How do you feel? Very slowly, they open their eyes and they look at you. Now remember, this is their soul, and your angels are with you. You can tell this person whatever is on your heart right now. You can say exactly what you want, whether you're thanking them or telling them something you were never brave enough to say. This is that moment. Now, this person is asking you to forgive them. You might want to ask them the same thing, or you may not be ready to forgive them. It's okay, whatever you choose. Your angels are with you, and this is your higher self. Now they're holding out their hand to you. In that hand is a ball of light, a ball of energy. If you feel you want to accept it, take it and put it in your heart. Now they close their eyes again, and suddenly you're looking at them again, but they're not there anymore. You made your peace with them. Your angel takes you back to the door, and once again, you've got a net on you. It might be sticky, it might be clinging to you, but let your angel pull it off of you and let it drop to the floor. Whatever negative karma was between the two of you, it's gone now. You just step out of it. Everything's light now. Let your angel just guide you out the door and shut the door behind you. If any of these experiences were positive for you, you'll always keep the positive connection. What we're letting go of is any part of it which could have been negative. Your angel is guiding you now down the hallway. You thought you were getting out of this house, but now no, there's one more door at the end of the hallway. Your angel guides you into that door, and there in a rocking chair in front of the fireplace is a third person from your past. They aren't turning around yet. They don't know you're there. How do you feel in the presence of this person? Do you feel afraid? Do you feel happy? Do you feel tense? Let's take a moment to feel your body. Now the person rises out of the rocking chair and looks you straight in the eye. How do you feel now? Remember, your angel is right there to help you. Once again, this is their soul. There are angels here to protect you. You can say anything you want to this person now. This is the moment to unburden your heart. Whatever you feel you need to say to this person, tell them the truth about your relationship and how you felt. Let out whatever you need to let out. They're asking you to forgive them. Are you able to? How do you feel about forgiveness? Now they're holding out a ball of light, a ball of energy as a gift to you. Do you want to take back your energy? Do you want to take back your power? Do you feel okay with it? If you don't have to. But if you do, put it right into your heart. Now they sit on the rocking chair and close their eyes again and turn their back to you. And your angel guides you back to the door. Once again, the angel helps you let go of that netting, that cloak of old energy. It just drops off you. Maybe it was itchy, maybe it was too hot, but now it just drops off of you to the floor. You just step out of it. You walk out of the door. The angel shuts the door behind you. Now the angel leads you back down the hallway, down the old rickety stairs, past the empty living room and the fireplace, out of the house onto the porch. The rainstorm has passed. The trees are still dripping. It's not quite sunny yet, but you feel a huge lightness in your body now. You left it all behind in the house. You walk down the steps. You walk through the forest. Right at the edge of the meadow, you look back at the house. It's strangely familiar, isn't it? And yet now what happens? It starts to dissolve. It starts to dissolve in light. And suddenly it's just not there anymore. The clearing is empty. We're walking across the meadow now, back across the little bridge. The wind is dying down and now the sun is coming out again. We're back on the golden path leading out of the meadow. Let's take that golden path right back into our heart. And as we step back into our heart, we acknowledge the healing and the protection of our guides and angels. And we ask them to continue to heal us in the days to come. We ask them to bring us wisdom and understanding as we sleep. New perceptions, divine perception about our past. And we give them permission to lift all these old feelings off of us and to clear us. We open our heart to this beautiful golden energy. We're back in our heart now and we feel the golden energy go through our entire body. Feel it in our legs, our arms, our throat. We just feel warm. We're slowly coming back to the room now. Take your time. When you feel ready, open your eyes, stretch. All this healing is permanent, and your guides and your angels will continue this healing. We're going to take a 10-minute break now. When we come back, Jim is going to have some wonderful energy exercises for us too. It's our time in California, 3:03. So start coming back to our Zoom at about 3:10, and we'll begin around 3:13 into the next segment of our class. Thank you.
Welcome back. My name is Jim McCarthy, and now I'm going to be teaching about how to let go of the past and move on. Okay. Um, most all of our problems come from things that we learned in the past or misperceived in the past that we carry forward into the future. And life kind of keeps giving us the same lessons over and over and over again until we heal our perceptions and our memories and our expectations and things of that nature. So when people want to let go of the past, what they're trying to do really is to let go of negative emotions from the past, negative perceptions from the past. They're trying to change something from the past in order to move on. Okay. And so really it's not about letting go of the past, it's about healing. Okay. And so the other day when I meditated about this class and I kind of wrote some notes based on what the guides told me, the first thing they told me to share is that you can't change your past. It's impossible. It's already done. You can't control your future because it hasn't happened yet. Okay. And 90% of the things that we worry about controlling in our future actually never happen, probably even more than that. So it's kind of a waste of your mental efforts to spend your life thinking about the future or worried about the past. And so they said you can only be present in the present moment and do your best. And by the actions you take in the present moment, you're automatically going to create your future because the future is based on what you need, based on what you're doing. Okay. It's kind of a biofeedback machine. So another thing they told me to share, um, then they kind of bolded this one. Okay. Healing the wounds we have in the present moment will automatically heal and let go of the past and change the future for the better. Okay. So again, letting go of the past, you can't go back to the past to let it go. You just have to continually heal yourself in the present, and it automatically helps you let go of the past, and it automatically changes your future, okay, for your best and highest good. So that's what we're going to work on today, is going into a little more understanding about how that works, and then into a guided meditation to help you to release things that you've been holding on to that really no longer serve you, or that by holding on to them, you're also holding on to negative feelings, negative emotions, and negative thoughts. Okay. And I don't think anybody wants that. Okay. So the first thing you want to realize is that you have the power to choose if you want to hold on to something or let it go. And everybody has that power. We have free will. Okay. If you're in an abusive, toxic relationship, you have the ability to say, I don't want this anymore. Okay. And just let it go. And you also have the ability to let go of any thoughts or perceptions that are keeping you in that relationship and just ask for them to be healed. But it takes being present with what's really going on in you and then learning to make that choice, okay, for your best and highest good. And that's how we evolve. Okay. So knowing that you have the power to choose and to choose what's meaningful to you in life and to choose to let go of what doesn't serve you in life are your God-given right. We all have that right. Okay. And so when we are letting go of the past, know that one of the key components of that is that you choose to do it. And you just choose to let it go. And you choose to let it, just dissolve. Okay. Another thing that keeps us held on to the past is that we think that we're going to learn something from looking at it over and over and over again. And usually that we're trying to find out how we can become better by looking at our past mistakes. And that doesn't really work, because when you do that, you're in the frequency, and usually you're in guilt or you're in fear or you're in some kind of emotion like that. And the thoughts that are coming into your consciousness when you do that they coincide with those frequencies, right? So if you're in fear, your thoughts are going to have some fear component to them. If you're feeling guilty about something you did in your past, you're going to have fear, and you're also going to be feeling obligated to do something to make up for the past. Okay. And your thoughts are going to reflect that. So by going into the past to try to learn something, it doesn't really work. Okay. Um, Again, it's you're not present. We're supposed to be present. Okay. So, but that's one thing that keeps people holding onto the past, is they want to fix it. Okay. And you can't fix the past. You can only make different choices in the present moment. Okay. So that's all you need to do is just, okay, I don't like what I did there, so I made a mistake, so I'm going to change it. That's it. You have the power to choose. And if something that you're doing isn't feeling good for you or for others, just decide to change it and do something else and ask for guidance on what to do. Okay. You don't have to go back and you know live in your past. Okay. Um, but one of the things that keeps people stuck in their past is they're trying to learn something from it. Okay. And you don't need to go back to the past to learn something from it. It's going to keep replaying. Anything you need to learn is going to keep replaying in your life, and you'll get 1,000 opportunities to learn. Okay. So anyway, um, another thing that I got in my notes when I was talking to my guides was to talk about letting go of past life trauma, relationships from the past, and disappointments. Okay. Um, when we're born into this world, we come into a bloodline, we come into an ancestral bloodline that has a lot of unresolved feelings in it, emotions. It also has a lot of belief systems that aren't accurate, that cause suffering. And we come in with anything from our past that hasn't been kind of fully experienced, okay, and fully healed. And so those things come up in us. And I know, like, sometimes if I'm clearing something in the present moment, like let's say I'm in a relationship or I'm in a business meeting or something like that, and something makes me angry. Okay. If I go into that anger and I'm just present with it and I feel it, and I just start with the emotional component of it, and maybe I can ask myself, who's the I that's angry? Okay. And then I'll start to see memories. I'll start to see, it'll take me back to past situations. Okay. And it'll also bring in thoughts that are associated with it. And all I'll do is I'll just clear the whole thing, but I'll do it in the present moment. I don't have to, really revisit the past. All I have to do is let it come up and let it come out. Okay. But understand, we're doing it in the present. We're not doing it in the past. Okay. And also understand that when that comes up, all we're doing is being reminded again, is it okay to let go of this now? Okay. Do you want some help to heal it? Okay. And that's all we need to do. Okay. So when a lot of us now, a lot of stuff is coming up in us that may not even be ours. It could be from our parents, from our grandparents, from their parents, from our siblings. And all it is it's information, it's thoughts, it's memories, it's perceptions that need to be transformed. Okay. And it comes to the people that can transform it usually. Okay. So when you learn to be present with what's coming up in you, you'll automatically, when you're present with something, automatically your divine guidance is active in you, and you're automatically connected with the light within you, and it's going to assist you in the healing process. Okay, you don't have to do it with your mind, and we're going to go over that in the meditation. Okay, so some other things I want to bring into awareness, or my guides wanted to bring into awareness about what keeps us stuck in the past. Okay, because we get stuck in the past when we feel incomplete, or when we feel attached to something that we really haven't gotten yet, right? Like in a relationship, let's say you want someone's love and approval, okay? And so you might be attached to that relationship, even though that relationship, may have ended, or it could be with your parents, and you're still trying to get the love and approval that you were trying to get when you were 2 or 3 years old. Okay. And that keeps us holding on to the past. We don't even realize it. Okay. But we're always trying to prove to them that we're good enough for their love. Okay. And that's something that we need to let go of in the present moment. Just letting go of the need for their love and approval. Okay. Because that's when your healing starts. It's not about changing the past and making yourself better in the past and not making that one mistake you made in the past. Okay. In this world, it's almost impossible to get someone's unconditional love and approval, because everybody has expectations of how they want you to be. And unless you meet those expectations, they're going to be constantly being accepting you, rejecting you, accepting you, rejecting you. And bottom line is that you need to learn to be okay with that and just be yourself. Okay. But some of the things that keep us stuck in the past are that we resist forgiving someone and letting them go. Okay. Somebody could have wronged us, stole from us, lied to us, betrayed us, and it hurts so bad that we can't let it go. And another thing we hold on to is it hurts so bad that we never want it to happen again. So we're always keeping that alive in us, thinking it's going to teach us and protect us from having it happen again. And it doesn't. It just attracts it over and over again. Okay? That law of attraction comes into effect. So it's better just to let it go and ask the light within you to heal it in you, and ask the light within you to protect you. Okay, that's what it's there for. You don't have to protect yourself by staying angry with someone or staying afraid of someone. Let that stuff go and ask the light within you to protect you. Okay, that's another reason why we hold on to these past events, is because we think it protects us. Like, if I remember this event and I hold on to it dearly, it'll never happen to me again. And that's just simply not true, So, but it is one of those things that keeps us stuck in the past. So that's what the guys were telling me to share, are some of these triggers that keep us from letting go of things. Okay. Another thing that they said was attachments. We can't let go of something we're attached to. Okay, so if we're attached to someone's love and approval, we're going to constantly be trying to please them until we get it, trying to be who we think they want us to be until we get it. And normally you're never going to get it. I mean, you're not going to, most of the time when you have that pattern, you attract people that can never really accept you. Okay, and then you try and you try and you try, but all it does is cultivate in you the belief that I'm not good enough. Okay. And that's what really needs to be healed. Okay. So as you learn to sit with these things and let the thoughts and the feelings come up in the present moment, and you learn how to connect with your higher self that knows how to heal it, you realize that you can do everything about letting go of this stuff like right now. You don't have to wait, and you don't have to go back and change things. Just do it. Okay. Um, okay. Another thing they said was unresolved emotions are a doorway for you to go into to heal your past. Okay, we're going to go into that in the meditation. Okay, perceptions that need to be healed. Again, that'll keep you stuck in the past. Okay, it also keeps you creating things that you don't like. So we'll go into that in the meditation as well. Unresolved hurts and feelings. That again is like, I never want this to happen again, so I'm going to hold this memory dear. And also, I'm going to judge everybody I meet based on this time I got hurt to see if they're going to hurt me or not. Okay. And, that's not really, doesn't fill your life with joy. Okay. Let's just put it that way. Um, okay. Another thing that keeps us holding on to the past, judgment towards others. Like they hurt us, they slighted us, they stole from us, they used us, whatever they did. We want justice. Okay. And we want people to know what they did. And we hold on to that and we try to bring about justice by holding on to it and keeping it active and always talking about it or thinking about it. And it doesn't work. Okay. There's a law of karma in this world that automatically brings justice to everybody. We don't have to manage it. We don't have to enforce it. We don't have to carry it. And if you do, realize that you're carrying usually with it anger or fear or hate or resentment. You're carrying feelings and connected to thoughts that aren't helping you feel good in life. Okay. And again, the reason I'm bringing this up to your attention is you can choose to let it go. You can choose to give these people back to God and ask God to bring justice, and you just let it happen when it happens. If it happens 1,000 years from now, know that whatever they need, they'll get. Okay? But you don't have to want them to be punished or want everybody to see that they were punished. And again, you want to give up the need to win, to be right. Okay. All of these things keep us in a lot of times unhealthy relationships or holding on to past things that don't serve us. Okay. But they always hold us into negative vibration. They always hold us into negative thoughts. Okay. Um, Another thing that keeps us connected to the past a lot and also in places of ongoing suffering is wanting to control others, wanting them to be something that we want them to be, rather than just letting them have free will like they're supposed to have. Okay. And, a lot of times it's like we'll take a position of, I want them to love me and accept me because then I'm good enough. Okay. And you're trying to get somebody in the egoic level to help you believe that you're good enough, and it doesn't normally work. Okay. So again, if you let this go, you let go a lot of pain and suffering. Okay. Yeah, but what I want you to understand is that a lot of what you're trying to let go of, it's not the past event. It's the emotions from the event, the memories of the event, the judgments of the event, the perceptions of the event, and the expectations that you acquired from that event. Okay? Has nothing to do with the person or the relationship. It has to do with what it activated in you. And that's what you really want to heal. And that's what you really want to let go of. Okay? So the other night I had this dream. And one of the things I do is before I go to sleep at night, I'll call on my guides and angels and I'll just ask them, ask the divine, please work with me while I sleep tonight. And please help me to become aware of anything in me that I'm still thinking or perceiving or doing in my life that's causing me pain and suffering or causing other people pain and suffering. Okay. And help me understand it. Okay. And then I just go to sleep. And it's amazing because I'll have all of these dreams, and in a lot of these dreams I'll be participating. And the other night I had this dream of when I was a little kid, and I was being shown how when people were perceiving me as bad, okay, and they were projecting onto me and telling me I wasn't good, I had no defense of it. I didn't know what was good or what was bad. And as a little kid, you think that, you know, your these authority figures in your life know what's good or bad. You trust that. Okay. And so when they say that you're bad, you automatically accept it. Okay. But you also, when they're saying that, they're projecting energy with it. And that energy is, you know, it resonates with I'm not good enough. Okay. And that's how we come up with this stuff. Okay. And so what I was shown in this dream was that when you accepted this, you took on the energy of it, you know, and how do you let go of it? You call in the divine light and you ask the light to take it back out of you because it isn't your essence. It's information that was projected onto you that you believe, so you accepted it, but you didn't really have a choice. Okay. And now as an, you know, and so what that teaches you on the good side of things, right? There's always good and bad. What that teaches you on the good side of things is that, you know, you got imprinted with I'm not good enough, and now you have to find out the truth about yourself. Okay, because the truth is you are. Okay. I mean, what's to say in the Bible? You're made in the image and likeness of God. So if you're not good enough, that means God isn't good enough. Okay. Or that you're misperceiving something. And so letting go of things and letting the light take it back out of you automatically will correct your thoughts and your perceptions and your emotions. Okay. But you can't do it at the mental level. And that's what happens when we go back in the past and we analyze it. We're in the mind, okay? And you're in a dream at that point, and you can't heal in that dream, okay? You can only heal in the present moment, okay? And because in the present moment, you're connected to light. Light's the only healer, okay? The present moment is the healer. And when you notice, like in the meditation that we're going to do, when you're completely present and you're connected to the light and you have your guides and angels with you, really they're doing the healing work. You're just making choices. I'm ready to let go of this. Okay, please take this out of me. You couldn't comprehend how they take it out of you. Okay, but it works. All right. And it's a lot more simple than you trying to fix yourself at a level of a problem. It doesn't work. Okay. All it does when you in your mind, if you get stuck in a problem and you keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, all you do is reinforce that vibration, right? It just becomes more strong. And that's another thing I was shown in that dream the other night was that, you know, like in an abusive relationship, when you're with a partner that's completely abusive, they're projecting onto you constantly negativity. And if you have a lot of guilt from your past, you're going to automatically believe in that. You're going to accept it. Okay. And you're going to fill yourself up with this negativity. And it takes a while sometimes to clear it all. Okay. But the bottom line is it can be done. Okay. I was working with a guy that was very empathic. He was an empath. And his wife married him for his money. And he didn't realize that. But she never, ever loved him. She married him because she wanted to be supported. Okay. And then about 10 years into the marriage, she decides, I don't want to be with you. You're not what I want. Okay. And because at this time she's successful, she's earning her own money, she doesn't need him anymore. Okay. But what she did in the meantime was whenever she would look at him, she was always projecting that I don't love this guy. He's not what I want. He's not good enough. Okay. And being an empath, he was feeling that and he was getting the message without a word being spoken. And he was believing deeply that he wasn't good enough for her to love him, and he wasn't good enough to be loved. Okay. And so when I worked with him, all I did was I started asking him, is it okay to let go of this and ask the light to correct it in you? Okay. And I would just hold light for him and I would watch the energy come out of him and I could feel it come out of him. And then, as he did it, it got lighter and lighter and lighter. And as it got lighter and lighter and lighter, he started getting happier. Okay. And, that's how it works. Okay. But as like the last class Abby and I did was on being an empath, I think it was, or the class before that. And it really is a valuable tool if you know how to use it. Okay. So, because feelings don't lie. If someone's projecting negativity onto you, they could be telling you whatever that you want to hear in your mind. But if they're full of anger and rage and hate, you're going to feel it if you're an empath, and you're going to realize that what they're talking about isn't true, right? Because when you're in truth, you're not in anger and hate and all these other emotions. Okay. So if someone's angry and they're blaming you and attacking you or whatever, know that none of it's true. They're in a wound. Okay. And that's when you just kind of give yourself some space. Okay. But you don't, that's a telltale sign is, okay, this isn't truth. I don't want to accept it. Okay. And even if you did something wrong and some of it is true, if the person was connected to light, they wouldn't be attacking you. They wouldn't be trying to punish you. They would be trying to help you. Okay, that's the truth. If someone's trying to punish you, they're coming from a place of darkness. Okay, they're not coming from a place of light. And what I mean is fear or anger or hate or something like that. Okay, so um, and another thing that the guides wanted me to talk about was that, and it goes back to that dream I had. They said once you accept someone's ego as your authority and accept their judgment as your truth, it becomes part of your identity. Okay, and that's what I was talking about. Like in the dream, they were showing me that people project onto you as a child that you're not good enough, right? All through school, if you're not like perfect, you're not good enough. As an athlete, if you make a mistake, oh, well, you screwed up, right? But there's so much projection about not being good enough in this world, okay? And that's why it's important to increase your relationship with the light within you. It's never going to do that, okay? And it's never going to punish you or make you believe you're not good enough. It's only going to heal you. Okay. And you don't get that from the ego, right? So if you were born in a family where there was a lot of judgment and you were never good enough for their love and approval, okay, know that all you need to do now is let that go and ask the light to take it out of you. That's what letting go of the past is. It's letting go of the experience and letting go of the information from the experience and having it pulled out of your mind, your body, and your spirit. Okay. And underneath that, light will take its place. Okay. So let me see what else they said. Okay. So then how do we consciously let go of this stuff if it's kind of ongoing in our lives? It's not rocket science. If you don't want something in your house, you can pick it up, take it out, and throw it in the trash, and then just walk away, right? And once it's in the trash, you leave it in the trash. Okay. You don't go back out and open your trash. It smelled bad enough after a week, right? You don't go back up there and open your trash and go, oh, is that still in there? Right? You let it go and you let it be gone. Okay. It's the same thing spiritually. Okay. When you don't want something, you let it go. You choose to let it go and you just let it go. Okay. So some of the things that we want to let go of that keep us stuck in the past is letting go of your need for their approval. Okay? As long as you have a need for someone's approval, you're going to be stuck trying to get their approval. Okay? A long time ago, my guide said, give up the need for someone's approval. I said, why? And they said, because you'll always be acting at the way you think they want you to be, and you'll never be your authentic self. And acting the way you think someone else wants you to be is fear-based, right? You're in a place of fear and you're trying to get approval. And so you're trying to do that. Well, what you're trying to do is make it to where you're not afraid. Okay. So if you let go of your fear of not having their approval and you give that to the divine, it's like throwing it in the trash. Okay. And you let it go and you ask the divine to take it out of you. And you ask the divine to heal everything about it and you let it go. Okay. And over time, you realize that you're very powerful. When you choose to let go of something, God will take it from you. Okay. And sometimes it takes many times you have to repeat it. I let go of their need for their approval. Okay. Well, how do you know when to say it? You say it when you have an active charge. When you find yourself afraid and you find yourself needing someone's approval, take a moment, turn to the divine and say, I let go of the need for their approval. Please take this out of me. Please take the fear out of me now. And please heal my thoughts, my judgments, my memories, my perceptions. Okay? And then just be still for a minute and see what happens. What you'll find a lot is the fear will dissipate and you'll speak your truth, but you won't have an emotional charge, so it'll be calm. Okay? Or you'll just realize that, I'm going to go do something else, right? But it will start to heal the situation versus keeping going, okay? So again, our words are powerful if we choose to speak them. And we don't have to speak it to the person. We just have to make the decision for ourselves. I let go of my need for their approval, okay? I let go of my need to prove myself to them. Okay. I let go of this desire to prove myself to them, to prove myself worthy. Okay. That's just a pattern that we need to overcome because as long as you have it, you're going to be attracting a lot of fearful stuff. Okay. So let it go. I let go of the need of their love and approval or acceptance. Okay. Again, no one's going to love and approve of you at the egoic level all the time. Let it go. Okay. And as you let it go, what you'll realize is that you don't lose them, okay? It's not that you lose them. It's that you are more comfortable around them and you're more comfortable to say what you want to say and be who you are, okay? By letting go of the need for their love, their approval, and their acceptance, what you're doing is you're letting go of your fear, okay? And as you let go of your fear and that emotional charge, automatically you'll start being more authentic about who you are and what you want. Okay. And you won't be afraid around them. Okay. That's why you want to let it go. So start to monitor your emotions. If you find yourself afraid, let go of the fear. As you let go of the fear, you're going to heal the past. The past came from the fear came from the past, but you don't have to go back to it. Okay. There's a part of you that knows exactly where the fear came from. Okay. And you don't need to know. Okay. When I was born in this world, I had a lot of fear growing up. I had a lot of fear as a young adult. And I finally decided I didn't want to keep experiencing it. So I realized how to heal it. And I just kept offering the fear to the divine, along with all of the thoughts, all the memories, all the perceptions, all the expectations, consciously or unconsciously associated with the fear throughout all time. And when you offer this stuff, God takes it from you. Okay. And over time, I remember one time I was sitting there and this fear just wasn't releasing. And I said, where's this fear coming from? You know, who's this I that's afraid? And it was like 4 a.m. And I saw myself in like World War I leading troops through battle. Okay. So even though that someone in this day and age triggered the fear was from, 100 years ago or whatever, a long time ago, right? It had nothing to do with today. It had nothing to do with that relationship. It had nothing to do with the present circumstances. But when I asked where was the fear come from, I was shown, which was kind of cool. And then I just said, okay, I choose to let it go. Okay. But what I was I was afraid of dying. Okay. And I was afraid of making a mistake because a mistake would kill me. In that particular event leading people through war, that might have been true. But in this day and age, it's not. Okay. So when you let it go, when you just, when you start to recognize these emotional things that come up in you, and you just choose to connect with the divine and your guides and ask them to take it out of you. Okay. If someone was projecting all these judgments on you that you weren't good enough and you're feeling the effects of them today, it doesn't matter who they were. Punishing them isn't going to heal you. Proving that you're good enough to them isn't going to heal you. God, the life will just bring you someone else. Okay. The only thing that's going to heal you is to heal that perception that I'm not good enough. Okay. And the only thing that's going to do that is your connection with light. Okay. So again, choose to let go of the pain and suffering and choose to allow the light to come in and heal your mind, your thoughts, and your perceptions and your spirit. Okay. Um, one of the classes I teach a lot is about ancestral healing, which is clearing lifetimes worth of stuff in an hour. Okay. And it works, it just kind of shows you how, as you remove all of this stuff from your past out of your system, you automatically heal. But if you try to analyze it and figure it out, you just hold it there, okay? Because you're trying to learn with your mind, it doesn't work. Okay, so um, another couple things that keep you in negative things is I let go of the need to prove I'm right. Okay. I mean, how many times have we been in a battle with someone for years and years and years trying to prove that we're right? Let it go. All it matters is if you know what your truth is. Doesn't matter if they agree with it. They have free will to agree with it or not. Doesn't matter. Okay. I let go of the need to compete with them. Again, just be your best self. Don't worry about, let them be their best self. You be your best self and do what you do as best you can and let it be. Okay. Um, again, I let go of their perceptions about me and the energy associated with it. So again, going back to our childhoods, I mean, how many people have tried to suppress us because they were jealous of us? They didn't want us to succeed. They wanted to be better than us, right? All of that stuff is from the ego, and none of it is true about who you are. And none of it was true, period. They were in a wound when they were doing it. So why would you take it on? Let it go. Okay. So now I want to do a meditation, and I just want to kind of guide us through how to connect with light and how simple it is just to let go of things. Okay. And all we have to do is really decide we want to let go and trust in this higher consciousness within us, that it knows how to take it out of us. And it also knows how to heal and correct our thoughts and our perceptions and our memories and our expectations. Okay, one of the things we want to do when we let go of things is know that we're letting go of them to a source of consciousness that's all loving, all knowing, and would never hurt us. Okay? And when we let go, I mean, one of my teachers, she was a profound teacher. Her name was Jane Foster. And, she talked about bringing people back from the dead like it was, having lunch. It was not a big deal, right? She got fired from a job as a nurse for bringing this patient back from the dead after the lady was pronounced dead. And she's like, it wasn't anything special. I just saw the lady's soul hovering at the top of the room. And I knew she hadn't decided whether she wanted to leave her body fully or not. So I brought her body into a room and I tapped on her chest. And I grounded her, and about an hour later, she just popped back in her body and she was fine. Okay. And so at the end of her life, I said, Jane, what's your favorite prayer? And I was expecting something really profound, like she was really advanced. And she said, it's simple, let go and let God, or let go and trust God. And I was like, really? That's it? She goes, that's it. It's all you need. And I said, well, okay. So I just contemplated that for a while. I was like, what's that mean? And over the years, I realized that when you formulate a very strong relationship with the divine, okay, and you realize that the truth of the divine is that it's all knowing and it can heal anything, okay, and it can forgive anything. It can take anything out of you that needs to be taken out. And it does it without you having to manage it, okay? But we do have to let go of things, right? So it goes back to, if you're in an abusive relationship and you won't let it go, you're not making room for a good relationship, okay? And then the other thing is if you're in an abusive relationship and you can't let it go, ask the divine to help you heal whatever needs to be healed in you so that you can let it go, or that so it can transform into something that's not so abusive. Okay. And just ask for help, ask for protection. Okay. But again, let go of the need to try to do it with your mind and bring the divine in and bring your guides in and team up with them. But let them take the lead because they have way more resources than you have as a human being. Okay. So trust it, let go and trust. Okay. So that's what I want to do in this meditation is kind of walk us through that experience. And let's help let go of some things, okay? All right. You ready? All right. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath. And then just release it. And take another deep breath. And release it. And now I want you to call in your divine guides and angels. Even if you've never seen them or met them, everybody has them. And I want you to call them in and ask them to help you in this meditation, to help you heal and transform things that need to be healed in you, in your mind, in your spirit, in your body. And just call them in. And then I just call in the divine presence. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Some people call it Christ. Some people call it God, Buddha, whatever name you have for that consciousness that is completely all loving, all knowing, and all powerful. And it's also omnipresent. It's everywhere. And as its creation, you have the right to connect with it each and every day as often as you want and work with it and co-create with it. That's what we're meant to do. We're supposed to have this connection. And with this connection, we take on our challenges, not without it. Okay? Because this brings far more resources than we have just with our mind. So call in this divine presence. And when you feel that connection, some of you might feel a warmth in your body, a tingling sensation, a sense of peace. Just acknowledge that you know you're connected. And then just say thank you in advance for the help you're going to receive from this connection. And you may notice you don't feel like you're all by yourself, that you have resources now that you didn't have before. And that's comforting. It's comforting to be connected to a consciousness that's way more advanced than anything we can understand. And to know that it wants to help us, it wants to heal us. So I just want you to sit in this energy for a minute and bring it into your body. Fill yourself with it. And as you're breathing it in, know that you're safe. You're completely protected. This energy protects you. This energy heals and protects you far better than any other connection you could make. Okay, so now if you feel that connection strong, now I want you to call in someone that you still need healing with from your past, a relationship of the past. And I want you to call that person into this light. And as you look at that person, I want you to notice if any emotions activate in you. Be aware of any thoughts that come into your awareness. Be aware of how you feel in their presence. And do nothing about it, just experience it. Experience the feelings you have. Experience the thoughts that are coming into your awareness. Just witness them. You might even have some memories about them coming into your awareness. Again, just witness them. You might see what they projected onto you in your relationship with them. And just witness it. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to prove anything. This is their thoughts, not yours. This is their state of consciousness you're looking at, not yours. And just be still and watch. And know that you're completely safe. You're completely protected. You might look at this relationship and what they projected onto you. And ask your guides, what did I learn from this person? How did they help me heal? What are they healing in me? What did they bring up in me that needs to be healed? And then just witness. Again, just witness your feelings, your thoughts, your memories. Now I want you to call on your guides and angels again in the divine presence. And I want you to offer anything you want to let go of regarding your relationship with this person to the divine. Any emotions that you have about this person that don't feel good to hold inside yourself, let go of them now and just give them to this divine light and ask it to pull it out of you. And ask it to heal and transform and correct any thoughts, judgments, perceptions, memories, or expectations that were projected onto you in this relationship or that you projected onto yourself that don't serve you. Just ask the divine light to heal all of this and choose to let it go. And then just allow it to be taken out of you. Allow your mind to be healed, your thoughts to be healed. Don't push it out, just allow it to be let go of. And just be comfortable with it while it's being pulled out. Now I want you to ask this divine light that's in your guides to keep healing any thoughts or judgments or perceptions or emotions you have about this person that no longer serve you. And to do that at night while you sleep until it's completely healed. And that doesn't mean that you have to stay in a relationship that's bad, if that's what you're working on. It just means that you'll be healed for your highest good. And through grace, not by having to take thought about it. And ask this divine presence to protect you and this other person from hurting yourselves or hurting each other. And to give you each what you need individually and collectively for your highest good. And is it okay now to forgive them completely and let go of anything that you've held on about them that's caused you pain or suffering? Any fear, any anger, any guilt, any frustration. Just let it go. Put it in that trash bin of light and let the light transmute it into light. And now I want you to surround that person with light. Just ask the light to encompass the person and encase them with light. And ask the light to protect them and to heal them for their best and highest good. And to make them a better person. And again, let the light determine how to do that. Let go of your judgments and expectations and just let the light do its work. And you might let go of any need for their approval. for their acceptance. If you made them an authority, you might let go of that too. Let God be the authority. Let your guides be your authority. Let your heart be your authority, your truth. And now let them go back up into the light. Let them go back up into the light now. To be themselves. And you choose to be yourself. And do what you want to do. Experience what you want to experience. And now while we have this light present and your guides and angels, one thing they know how to do is forgiveness, to release things. And so with their help, one of the things that holds us in the past and holds us with a lot of negative energy sometimes is when we make mistakes in the past and then we beat ourselves up for them. And we think by beating ourselves up for them, it's going to help us do better in the future. Or by letting other people beat us up from our mistakes, it'll help us do better in the future. That's not true. We do our best when we're at peace and we're in a good place. And beating ourselves up doesn't necessarily put us at peace. So maybe it's time to let go of beating ourselves up and forgiving ourselves for anything we did in the past, either intentionally or by mistake, that hurt ourselves or hurt others. And we have the right to do that. We can let go of it and just do our best in the present moment. If you're sitting in this recording, you have a good heart. You're not out to hurt people, okay? But sometimes when people are evolved spiritually, they're very hard on themselves. So let's forgive ourselves, okay? And all you have to do is ask the divine, tell the divine, I forgive myself completely and totally with your help for any ways I hurt myself, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, or financially, or hurt others. Throughout all time, throughout all of my lives. I forgive myself completely and totally now with your help. And I let go of any thoughts, judgments, memories, perceptions, or expectations I held about myself that no longer serve me. And then just ask the divine to help you to do this completely right now with its help. And then to be still and allow it to happen. Allow the forgiveness to take place, the release. And all you need to do is be still, be open, and allow. Ask this divine light, this divine presence, to pull out of you any anger you've held against yourself that needs to be forgiven, that needs to be released. Any frustration you've held against yourself, any judgments you've held against yourself, any perceptions you hold against yourself that are blocking you from your connection to the light. Ask it to heal those, pull them out, pull out any defects that are blocking you from being your best. And a defect is nothing more than a misperception. It's not your essence. Remember, your essence is light. It is love. It is joy. And let's release anything that we believed about ourselves that are blocking that connection to our essence. Notice as you let all this go, you feel lighter, freer. You're freer to choose new choices. You're freer to choose to be yourself and to do what you wish to do with your life. What's most meaningful for you. Now, if you catch yourself judging yourself or beating yourself up for making a mistake, choose to forgive yourself right there on the spot and let go of it. And just do your best. That's all you're capable of. Now just give your guides and angels and this divine light permission to keep clearing anything, any thoughts, judgments, opinions, perceptions that you held against yourself that need to be healed and corrected. Just give them full permission now to help you heal them while you sleep at night. And ongoingly help you heal until it's completely healed. Now I just want you to feel the energy again. Feel this connection. And know that this is your connection. And that when you have problems in life, establish this connection and ask for help. Ask it to lead you through the situation and guide you and protect you through the situation. We're supposed to stay one with this connection. So now let's just thank our guides, thank our angels, thank this divine presence for the help and the healing you received. And when you're ready, just come back to the present moment. And Abby and I have got some questions now. Time for questions.
That's kind of like why Jim says spiritual practice is a practice. And at the same time, if we do just hang in there and practice, it does work. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like when you say, why can't you do this by yourself? When someone asks me that, like in a session, it's like, I feel scared. Sometimes I'll ask, who is it that feels scared? Go inside and find out who it is, where it comes from, right? And I'll just hold light and they'll say, well, it's just a bunch of memories. And I'll say, is that you? And they say, no. I say, okay, then is it okay to let it go, right? Because it goes back to, if you identify with it, you can't let it go. If this is me, if this is who I am, then I can't let it go because I'd lose something about myself, right? But if it's just stuff from the past, I can let it go. Does that make sense?
Also, I don't know if you wanted to respond to that, but I'll just say, is it okay if I just mention Heidi has a comment?
Yeah, I'm gonna to do this. Hang on a second. Okay.
So Heidi, I don't know if you're still on, but you were noticing that your ex-partner seemed to be not doing too well now that you've cut cords with him, and that he seemed to be having stomach problems. And it's not so much as, I think, a sign that you took his power away as you took back your power and you weren't giving him your power anymore. So therefore, he, whenever we stop giving power to somebody, sometimes they don't do very well if they've been abusive and they've been really draining a lot of people. But we shouldn't feel guilty about that because it's a bad balance, and we do always need to take our power back. Connecting also with the person who was just talking, she was saying it's a power issue. Well, we do need to own our power and find those tools to take our power back. It was a great discussion, everybody. Is there any other questions? again, we do have a lot of tools, free classes. Jim has some wonderful prayers, lots of ability to work one-on-one with people. So just go to www.infinitelight.me and you can connect with us, and you can connect with a lot of the classes, the audios, and any kind of sessions that you might want.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Hopefully,
so much for joining
hopefully we'll
us.
see you next month. And as of right now, the topic's how to rise above darkness, fear, and negativity, which is
That should be fun.
it's very timely right now.
Very timely. Thanks, everybody, for
Thank you.
joining us. It's great seeing everybody. Bye-bye.